I think all these series of Hartland paintings were done, with that evening light in mind, because I had a great experience up there for a period of a few hours when things were really dazzling. I mean, for example, in the next painting here, this one here, there's these are rock pools, and the way the light, at an earlier point, or rather a later point in the day actually here, was when there was much more colour. And yet it was breaking up these dark forms with light in very much the way the other one was. I work with drawing books a lot. Drawings are absolutely essential to what I do. I mean, for example, there's a drawing here which was one of the drawings I did, from which this painting came. And drawing on the spot and looking and taking it all in is such an important part of all this. So that's one of the drawings, but there are many. I mean, I'd use them as an amalgam. Just to flick through one or two here. I mean, there's a drawing of some of the rock pools and the headlands, and others are very, very brief sort of notes like that. And all this is my workshop of ideas and things that I've explored. And a lot of them are done very quickly. I have been doing large drawings, which I might work on a bit, because I was looking here at the shapes and the composition, looking at this great chunk of landscape coming out right over, hovering over the sea, and then looking around the bays. But I might want back in the studio to make that into a more finished drawing for my own sake, because I do love the act of drawing for its own sake. And I might well, there's another one that I've done up at Hartland, which again, I would love to work on with all kinds of bits of grease resist and textures and marks. Yesterday, because I was doing a lot of drawings, I was working very quickly and just looking really at the basic compositions. But clearly these would be developed in terms of splattering it and looking more carefully at the textures and the variation from rock strata to the textures of pebbles on a beach and things like that. So sometimes I would take a drawing further in the studio just for its own sake. But essentially all this stuff I'm doing, all these drawings, provide a rich workshop, a rich repertoire of ideas. When you're on location and you find subjects that you want to paint, you just fill your head with ideas really, and you become awash with them and excited by them. And when you come back to the studio, then the quiet period of contemplation, looking through your material. And I think the best paintings come early in the series, when you really are pumped up by it really. And maybe you can do 20, 30 paintings from one set of experiences, and then gradually it will dissipate and you leave it alone really, if you've got any sense, rather than keep worrying it.